No, is the text okay for the chat for you guys?
Let's see if I can't blow it up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can make it a little bit bigger.
yeah, a little bit, just a hair.
I maneuvered it to where our video screens are larger for us. So
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the crazy house.
how's
There we
that?
go. Yeah, that's great.
Perfect. Welcome to the jungle, the mighty mighty jungle.
I will be on chat watch.
Yep, Cam will be on chat watch. Joe will be on.
Trying not to potty.
It's too early in the show, Joe.
Profile and disgusting.
Hold it in to the end.
So we got Sally. Hey, listen, guys, we had a fun. I think it's going to work out good for the noon radio show.
Yes.
We had a lot of listeners, a lot of chat, great songs, and I think that 12 to 1:30 slot's going to kick it nice.
Yeah.
And we'll throw one in a different time every now and then, but the late night ones are really tough for us, as well as a lot of people can't be able to make it because it's in the AM for
Most people.
UK. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we had fun.
This is going to be an interesting. This is the first time I'm going to be doing a book like this. With Decoded and all that, it was it was more of a, almost like a documentary, more of a reference book we were going through, so we could just do highlights. And the same thing with Elvis, What Happened. The majority of us are familiar with what it's about, but just to have the discussion and get the perspective of how I ended up with it is they were all assholes. That's all. They thought that they could get into the psyche of Elvis, and so
Rick,
yeah.
ask you something? Do I still get my paycheck from you, or do I go to Amy?
Um, I'll have to send her a memo and ask her.
Okay.
That's fucking stupid.
I couldn't let it go. I'm sorry.
No, hey, no, that's fine. Yeah, we things have changed around here recently, and I didn't realize it till today. I am no longer in control of my world, according to the imps of Western Supermare.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
we,
gone.
Yeah,
we might have changed. We might have changed levels of authority, but if you can't help somebody that's in a spot of trouble, then that still makes you an ass.
yep.
So
Oh,
I'll add hold to that. Um, Anyway, it was a great radio show. A lot of great music. Lori Grohl had the for this week, and she picked a killer set list.
take me to your leader.
Amy's here.
Amy,
Amy, Amy says, "Hi, your leader is here." That's why I said,
did you
"Take me
say
to
that?
my leader."
Hi, Fraser.
The boss is here. She wanted me to sit up straight from now on. And okay,
Yeah, I know. I had to get a haircut today. I was so pissed.
she wants me to shave.
Still can't go on. All right, so yeah, it was a great show. I like it. I had fun with it. It was kind of a little bit of a turmoil for me before because I'm sitting. I took a nap, and 2 hours before the live was to go, I sat here and I could hear my dog Bailey moaning and crying, and I kept calling her. She wasn't coming. I looked at the camera, so I thought I got to get up and go see if I can find her. So I got up, went out the door. As I walked out the door, I knocked the fucking door off the rail, and I couldn't get out the room. And so I could hear her moaning and crying, and Finnegan was just like all upset because I didn't know what was going on. And then I called my wife. I said, "You're going to have to come home because I can't get down the hallway now." And so she comes home, and just before she got home, I heard Bailey bark. And as soon as she barked, I realized she locked herself in one of the bedrooms.
Shit.
Right down the hall, and I couldn't get to the freaking thing. And she was so excited to see everybody. Finnegan was happy. I was happy. So it was a happy ending with my Bailey and Finnegan. So they're out there just cuddling right now. Dirty dogs. Rick, I'm glad you enjoyed my set list. Yeah, Laurie, it was good.
Awesome.
So what we're gonna do is what I did, it's similar to what I've done with everything else, as far as breaking it down and having ChatGPT kind of break it down, almost like a Cliff Notes type deal, a little bit more information. But it's a 337-page book, and through the breakdown, and I think there's 40 chapters in this book. But I think by reading it the way I'm going to read it, because it's going to be have to be read or at least paraphrased as we go through each chapter, and we could discuss comments. Throw in your comments, your thoughts, and everything, please, and don't forget whatever red you want to use, question mark or exclamation mark. That really helps us really spot them most of the time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off here with her prologue to the book. This one wasn't altered at all, but was what I was watching as I was going through and reading. Because I'll be honest with you, I thought I read this book, but I don't remember reading it now. So it's a sweet book. It's nice to have something positive to review.
Amy said something there, but I missed it.
Amy did. Hold on, let me get it back here. Amy said something. Can't avoid the boss, man. Jeez. The dumbest crap I've ever heard coming out of a grown man's mouth, but talking about me gives him an excuse to play victim to a woman. His mommy didn't love him enough. They get the public showing. Good one. Yeah, it's absolutely pathetic. It's hilarious, actually. It's a comedy show.
I go there every day. I do go there to look.
I know it's hilarious. It's just funny to see what stupidity is going to come out of his mouth, and it's instead of the Truman Show, it's the Stupid Show.
He's about as painful as walking around with a shotgun wound to the head.
Maybe that's what happened. All right, so Natalie says June is a lovely woman, and I read her book twice. Yeah, she's still around too, isn't she? I'd love to meet her. I know a few people. I think Amy said she's met her. I know there's several people. There's 2 or 3 people I've known or met through YouTube that have talked to her.
It was the boss lady.
Who's the boss? Do we call you Miss Colette or do we call you ma'am?
Yeah, she's got clout.
Yeah. I didn't get to the task of deleting everything though, so I'm sorry. We're just gonna have to leave it.
She owns an award-winning show.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I got that picture. Laura. All right, guys. So here's the prologue. I'm going to read here, and if you want to volunteer to read a little bit, fine. I'll be able to get through it. Sometimes I start to run words together. So if you catch me doing that, just stop me and because I really want to get into this book. So her prologue, it was a 2-hour drive from Biloxi to the station in New Orleans where Elvis would be changing trains. Because of his phobia about flying, he chose instead the long train ride from California to Memphis. Being on the train for days at a time didn't bother Elvis. It gave him time to relax and collect his thoughts. He had selected a route slightly out of his way because it would be convenient for me to rendezvous with him in New Orleans. He had no idea, however, that I would be making the trip to say goodbye. Can you imagine having these memories? In October of 1956, he held me in his arms and said that he couldn't live without me, and he wanted me to stay with him forever. Now it's March 1957, and he sends me a telegram asking me to meet him at Union Station. As if nothing had changed. Maybe things hadn't changed for him as life was moving at lightning speed. But my days and nights seemed to last forever. In the last 5 months, he had called me only 3 times. After reading about his latest house guest, a Las Vegas showgirl, I decided it was time I, too, started dating. I wasn't trying to forget about Elvis. I was just tired of staying home and being faithful. It wasn't long before I was reading about another new friend, a different Las Vegas showgirl, and she was spending the Christmas holidays with Elvis and his family in Memphis. This was the last straw, as they say. I decided to make Elvis Presley a memory. I began dating Fabian Taranto, a local businessman, 10 years my senior. I can't imagine naming my son Fabian. Anyway, Fabian, I mean, it's for a star like that, for the singer, yeah. Anyway, I digress. I apologize to all the Fabian people out there. I really do. Just send your letters to my boss and she'll take care of it. Bearing a striking resemblance to young Clark Gable without the big ears. He was very handsome with his black hair and blue eyes. He was also the perfect date, literally sweeping me off my feet. My thoughts of Elvis soon began to fade away. I'd made it through the hurt, and my broken heart was slowly mending. I no longer cared how many showgirls Elvis brought home for Christmas or at any other time. I stopped reading articles about him and listened to records instead of the radio. Elvis was on every station. I refused to talk about him to anyone, especially persistent reporters. My mother was answering the phone by saying, "Sorry, June's not here and I have nothing to say." I stopped reading all the fan mail. It piled up for 6 months. If you're in love, really in love, you pick up the phone and you call. Elvis had left me on hold for too long, even in a Continental Mark II. I could never take a backseat to anyone. If I couldn't be right up there by the hood ornament, then I didn't need the ride. When Fabian asked me to marry him, I didn't think twice. I said yes immediately. On the way to New Orleans, I got into a heated discussion with Pat, my best friend, about my new relationship with Fabian. "Are you really going to tell Elvis?" Pat asked. "Certainly I'm going to tell him. That's why I'm going to see him." "Are you serious about all this marriage stuff?" "Yes, I'm serious." "Why is it so hard for you to understand? We've already set a date." "Jesus, June, I hate to ask. It's going to be the 1st of June. I'm going to be a June bride." My words were pronounced and deliberate. "Do you think this is a joke, June? You can't be serious." "I am serious. I'm in love with Fabian and we're going to be married. That's all there is to it." "June, you were in love with Elvis just a few months ago. You're not thinking straight, and I'm not concerned with Elvis, June. I'm worried about you. You're going too fast. Don't you realize you're on the rebound?" "Okay, I won't say another word. You're so mixed up now, and I wouldn't want to confuse you with the facts. I only have one more thing to say, and then I'll shut up. You're about to make a decision that will reflect the rest of your life, and I feel you should take a little more time to think it over." So this is just this is actually almost like the epilogue, the end of it all. Can you imagine how many women, how many of you ladies out there would be so easy to be able to so easily do that? And I'm not saying it was easy for her, but you're dating Elvis. And supposedly, I guess Elvis asked her to marry her at one time, and all of a sudden, you're going to give him a Dear John letter when he verbally when he gets home.
But I think to a certain extent, her friend was right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more a case of, I don't know, this whole speculation. But the way it looks to me is like, yeah, she might have felt something for this new guy, but I think a lot of it was also out of resentment towards Elvis and kind of doing it to get back at him in the hopes that he would realize what he was doing and call a halt to it. Maybe, you know, fearing him into making the right decision, if I could use that
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, the final paragraph, "I felt a big knot in my stomach as we passed the sign reading 'Welcome to Louisiana.' I reached over, turned on the car radio loud, but typically it was blasting out 'Don't be cruel.' So I switched it off as quickly as I turned it on. Pat looked over at me and just shook her head. I was 19 years old and damn well capable of making my own decisions, so I thought."
I wondered if she ever thought back and said, "Boy, did I make a bad decision."
I think she might have had times.
I I I think yes, but in a different aspect.
Yes.
I think it would have been not so much as saying I made a bad decision. It was more the God, I wish things had worked out the way we had planned, type
Yes.
of deal, and regret that it never happened. Because she just in the interviews I've heard from her, I don't strike her as being someone that resents making that decision for forever.
Now, although you can see in the stuff that she has done, when she talks about Elvis for long periods of time, you see her facial expression. Her eyes get that glossy look,
Yeah,
almost like teary-eyed look, and you can immediately see she goes back to that time in that moment, and she's left between the two worlds, kind of, maybe thinking, shit, I wonder if it had worked out the way we planned it, what it would have been like. So I think to a certain extent, she she did regret her decision in terms of uh, not looking at it as her friend suggested, just taking some time to think about it and maybe plan and structure a little bit differently.
I have to
yeah,
ask because that's my job. I have to look at the other side.
okay.
Maybe she was upset that look what I missed. I could have had this, the big house, and this, and the money. This is just the other side.
Maybe in terms of she might have been curious as to, would Elvis have looked after her in the same way? And I think deep down inside she might have known that, but I think there might have also been a possibility where she was curious as to thinking, how would it have been?
Yeah.
How would the life have been if she'd been the one that he chose to live the life with?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. What Amy said. I guess she talked to her and said, um, where was it? Oh, she told me she wishes she hadn't been so stubborn, and he is still the love of her life. Yeah. You know what? On your question, Natalie, I don't know. Did Pat say to follow June's gut? I
Yes, she might have hinted to it.
yeah. All right. So that's the prologue.
Well, can on a second. Kathleen says she was sad, but she had to go forward with her life. I think a lot of it, she just was pissed.
Hmm.
Yeah, she wasn't thinking straight because she was pissed. And
Yeah.
she found a guy that she liked or semi-loved. I mean, I don't know, but she
Yeah.
was.
I take what Kathleen's saying in the aspect of, like you said, she's pissed, and she doesn't feel like one. I'm just going to move on. If I'm going to forget it, just move on.
And she can't.
And she can't do it. But that was when you're pissed. In your mind, you can do anything you want.
Hmm.
Well, to execute it after, with this type of situation,
Hmm.
how many women, uh, how many?
I mean, here she's pissed, and she hears him on the radio, on
Oh
TV.
yeah,
And I hate you, I hate you, I hate you, but I love you, I love you, I love you, but I can't get away from you.
yeah.
Hmm.
It was like a drug, for lack of a better term.
It's like initially she was mad, but when the emotion eventually subsided, I think the regret came
Sure.
later and the hurt came later. And that's something that I think ultimately she had. Well, she still has to this day, I think.
Well, also too, in order for her to move forward with Elvis, Elvis would have had to want it to too.
Hmm.
Amy says she is a very strong willed woman, and the showgirl wasn't the first issue.
Fucking phone.
But again, here we're going to the what ifs. Maybe as difficult as it was for the people in Elvis's life to navigate the lifestyle, uh, he didn't really want to help in navigating that lifestyle because he didn't really want to be with the woman that he was with. Really, I think if he was if he was really with somebody that he really deeply and sincerely loved in that way, maybe he would have, calmed the fire and said, no, that, there is that somebody
Yeah, I
special.
think I think the woman that Elvis would have fit perfect with Elvis was the one women pre-army,
Yes.
because because if he did had established that with June, or whoever else it might have been, right now I reading this so far, obviously it's June. Um, Whatever decision Elvis made would have a lot of influence by his mother while she was alive. And from what I understand, she liked June. Do we know any better? Or
Mm.
he told her to give him 3 years for things to settle down and to just wait. The colonel wasn't going to allow him to go public with anyone.
Yeah, and also that in itself is also, it's very easy to ask that question, and I think most people don't realize the implication of that question,
Yeah,
but to really expect somebody to do that, that's a big ask.
yeah. All right, here's chapter one. And like I said, it's all condensed down, so it's not long chapters. From the outside, my family looked like the picture of the American dream. Father was handsome, athletic, blessed with Spanish and Native American ancestry, and he carried himself with confidence. He'd been a celebrated high school quarterback, and that's her father, right? She left school as a teenager to become his wife. That was her mother, believing they would build a happy life together. After several years of hoping for children, the parents welcomed her older brother Jerry, and 2 years later, she was born. Although we appeared to be a close family, reality was very different. My father worked long hours and often came home after drinking. Beer made him cheerful, but whiskey transformed him into someone angry and controlling. Yeah, I've known people like that. My mother rarely challenged him, choosing peace over confrontation. Even our family traditions reflected the distance within our home. Every Christmas morning, my brother and I celebrated with our parents, while our grandparents, while our parents spent the holiday elsewhere. I can't imagine. I can't imagine, and I know it happens all the time. And I thank my lucky stars for the family I had, but I just can't imagine parents shipping their kids off on holidays and not spending it with them, especially when they're young. Anyway, I don't spend too much on him. Gradually, I noticed my mother's spirit changing. She spent long hours alone in the bedroom, crying. One Valentine's Day, she asked me to ride with her, and she quietly followed my father's truck after work. We watched him buy a large box of candy, stop for alcohol, and then drive to a trailer park. From a distance, we saw him embracing another woman. The sight shattered my mother. Overcome with grief, she pulled the car to the side of the road and became physically sick. At only 10 years old, I could do nothing except comfort her and repeat that everything would somehow be okay. At 10 years old. And she remembers this? Donna, Elisa Marie couldn't. The next morning, we gathered my father's belongings and placed them outside the house. When he finally returned, my mother refused to let him inside. So, broken home. Although she secretly hoped he might return and repair the marriage, he never tried. Instead, the divorce became final. He remarried, and my mother was left to rebuild our lives together. The house was paid for, but there was no meaningful financial support from her father. Our family changed overnight. My mother found work, and many of the household responsibilities became mine. I learned to cook, sew, clean, and care for the home while she earned a living. At first, it felt like playing house, but the responsibilities, so he had, at 19 years old, he had somebody that was a groomed, for lack of a better term, to be a wife. And I'm using the term groom in a good way. Raised right by her mother.
Prepared.
Thank you. That was the word that I could not think of. Um,
And it also explains why he was attracted to her, because she was mentally more mature than your average 19-year-old.
Yeah, she strikes me as somebody who was very mature at 19. Because just some of the things that I caught while going through this. Eventually, my mother's heartbreak began to fade. She found the strength to laugh again and slowly opened herself to life after divorce. Watching her rebuild her confidence taught me that even after profound betrayal, healing was possible. The experience forever shaped my understanding of love, trust. So, chapter 2. So, that's she come up from a broken family, but it matured her.
It always does, though, to some extent.
Yeah,
Came out well even after a broken family.
yeah, and in those days, and if not being well off, but it sounds like they had they weren't dirt poor, but crazy that face. Certain moments remain vivid no matter how many years pass. For June Wanako, one such moment came during the summer of 1955. Oh, domesticated. Yeah, that's the word. One of
Yeah, that's something I also remember now that I see Amy mention. Maybe that was another reason why he felt so connected to the prophet. Maybe because every time he read it, his
her.
mind he thought of her. Yeah, I wonder if he ever wondered, where she was, what she was doing, if he ever tried to get in contact with her again
Yeah.
later.
I would say yeah. I'm sure. I would think that he's probably thought about in those moments when he had time to just reflect and thought about like June and some of the a few of the other ones that were.
Maybe when he was reading that book, it took him back to that time where things were quote unquote simpler and quieter for him.
Yeah. So for June Wanako, one such moment, certain moments remain vivid no matter how many years pass. One such moment came during the summer of '55 when a friend insisted she attend a performance by a young singer who was beginning to attract attention across the South. At first, June had little interest. She was tired from work and already dating another young man. Her friend, however, refused to take no for an answer, describing the performer as the most handsome man she'd ever seen. Reluctantly, June agreed to go. Before leaving, she heard one of the singer's records on the radio. The unusual voice caught her attention, though she wasn't yet convinced. After dressing for the evening, she and her friend traveled to the Airmen's Club at Kessler Air Force Base, where they managed to get inside despite being under the club's preferred age. The room filled quickly with young servicemen eager to see the rising performer. When Elvis Presley stepped on the stage, June immediately understood why so many people were talking about him. His energy, confidence, and striking appearance captivated the audience. More than his singing, it was his natural charisma that stood out. That electricity had to be powerful back in those days. During an intermission, June and her friend walked past the stage. As they returned, Elvis stopped June, smiled warmly, and asked her where she was going. Surprised by his attention, she struggled to answer. Before returning to perform, he asked if she would wait for him after the show so they could go spend some time together. When the concert ended, Elvis picked her up in his distinctive 1955 Ford Crown Victoria with his bass strapped onto the roof. After making a quick stop at the motel where his band was staying, the two drove along the Mississippi Gulf Coast. Conversation came easy. They laughed, they joked, and they discovered they shared a comfortable chemistry. They were almost the same age, weren't they? She was 19 and he was 19 in 1954. And that when they met 55. So anyway, can you guys hear me? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he was 20.
Yeah.
Well, 1920.
They eventually stopped at a local restaurant for soft drinks before taking a moonlit walk along one of Biloxi's long piers. Away from the crowds, they talked for hours about family, music, dreams, and life. As the evening grew later, Elvis revealed a gentler side rarely seen on stage. Rather than trying to impress June with his growing popularity, he focused on getting to know her. Kind of an interesting first date, huh?
There was a person I interviewed, I can't remember her name, but she only knew him for a couple of days. It went exactly the same. He came out after the show and talked to her and asked if she would wait for a while.
Yeah, she was. I think she was from Biloxi. Yeah.
Was that his thing, do you think? That, well, what entertainer doesn't do that? I mean, my God, I could tell you a story about Def Leppard doing Believe.
Oh,
They
yeah.
they take advantage of that fame, and I think Elvis was doing the same thing.
Oh, yeah. He was a young,
Yep.
virile
Stud.
stud. Oh man. June, although attracted to him, remained cautious. She had been raised with strong values and resisted moving too quickly into a romance. Elvis respected her boundaries, reassuring her that he would simply just wanted to spend time with her. Before taking her home, they shared their first kiss beneath the moonlight. For June, it was unlike anything she had experienced before. The evening had begun with curiosity, but ended with the feeling that she had met somewhere extraordinary, and fireworks were everywhere. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say he wasn't a good kisser. I always heard about having soft lips. I don't know. I'm just saying what I read.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
How's that noise?
Oh, that's my wife.
Oh, okay. I thought it was coming from me. It always sounds like it's behind me. That's why I always look behind me when I do that. When Elvis dropped her off in the early morning hours, he promised he would call. As she quietly entered the house, she forced an understandable, worried mother who questioned why she had stayed out until dawn. What are we getting? Any comments? Yeah, she loved him always. Um, Jesus, I'm far behind. Yeah, all underneath moonlight. It's just like one of the you could just see the cover of a romance novel with that picture of them underneath the moonlight, sharing embrace and sharing in a kiss that was just unbelievable. Biloxi, Biloxi. That's how you say it there, Kathleen. I went down there for Mardi Gras one year. Although Jude apologized for being late, her thoughts remained fixed on the young singer she had just met. Long after she went to bed, she found herself wondering whether Elvis Presley would keep his promise and whether their paths would ever cross again.
I'm with you.
I don't.
I'm with you.
Sorry, Joe.
We just giving Joe some shit again.
I know. All right, chapter
No,
3. What's that?
note he's muted himself now. I'm gonna give them ammo to fire at me.
I thought I was muted.
Oh,
Sorry.
all right. The morning after her unforgettable night with Elvis, June awoke to the smell of breakfast and a mother eager to hear why she had arrived home at sunrise. As they shared a meal, June described every detail of the evening, from the concert to the long drive and the moonlit conversations. Instead of scolding her, mother listened carefully and suggested that if this young singer ever returned to, how'd she say, Biloxi, she wanted a chance to meet her herself. Life quickly returned to its normal routine. June continued seeing friends, going dancing, and occasionally spending time with her longtime boyfriend, Elvis. Meanwhile, was traveling to the South, building a reputation with area performance. Not long afterwards, strange phone calls began. I was reading this part earlier, I'm just laughing. This sounds like Elvis. Not
Mm-hmm.
long afterwards, strange phone calls began arriving at the Juanico home. Each was a person-to-person call. Elvis is calling person-to-person. Okay. But June was never there to answer. Well, I guess that makes sense for him. But June was never there to answer. Her older brother, Jerry, usually took the messages, but rarely. Chips, please. Her older brother, Jerry, usually took the messages, but rarely asked who was calling. At first, he thought little of it, assuming the caller would simply try again. When June eventually learned about the missed calls, she became frustrated. She suspected the mysterious caller might be Elvis, but had no way to prove it. Jerry remembered only that the man spoke with a noticeable southern accent and politely ended the calls when June was unavailable.
Yeah, I would have slapped him. It's like, are you dumbass? Couldn't you have taken a return number?
Were my chips that loud?
It sounded like you.
It's not like you had a bag of chips and you were standing right next to the microphone. You were. That's why we both stopped and we're just laughing because you're just going to town.
I had no idea.
No, don't worry about it. It's cool.
No, that's okay.
We just hope that she doesn't fire you. All right.
Yeah, Joe's eating on the job.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Hope she still loves me though.
Joe, please go to the administrator's office after the show for a written warning.
Yeah. Suspended for 3 days. Weeks passed with no answers. June tried to convince herself that she had imagined the connection, though she couldn't completely dismiss the possibility that Elvis had been trying to reach her. Then another person-to-person call came while she was away. This time, Jerry followed the caller's instructions and told June to contact operator number 4 for additional information. Yeah. Yeah, usually what I did, because back every freaking phone call cost, even local, you had to pay for every call. So when you called long distance, what my dad would do is he would call person to person, and they would ask for the person, and they would say they're not here, and then they would know like my dad arrived all right. They just got the message like that. That's how. But
Yeah.
person to person is. I think it was used more for doing stuff like that than it was.
But but then again, I can understand the predicament Alice would have been in, calling June person to person, and then June not being there, and then I was going, "Oh yeah, could you please tell so and so that this Elvis Presley just calling to say a lot?" She would have been like, "Yeah, right."
Yeah, yeah. So then another person-to-person call while she was away. This time, Jerry followed the caller's instructions and told June to contact operator number 4. The operator explained that the caller had not left a name and could no longer be reached,
Hmm.
but she was able to reveal one important detail: the call had originated in Pritchard. Well, I almost said Pritchard, Alabama. The location immediately caught June's attention. She didn't know anyone in Pritchard, yet she realized Elvis had been touring through Alabama. Although there was no proof, everything pointed in the same direction. Her friend Pat became intrigued by the mystery and asked repeatedly whether June had discovered the caller's identity. Laughing, June joked that it had been Richard from Pritchard. She's got a good sense of humor. That would fit in with Elvis real well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Priscilla had any kind of sense of humor other than just being a joke. Richard turning the unanswered phone calls into an inside joke between them. Despite the humor, June couldn't ignore the feeling that fate had nearly reunited her with Elvis several times, only to have each opportunity slip away because she wasn't home to answer the phone. The unanswered calls became another reminder of how close they had come to reconnecting and how easily chance could change the course of a relationship. That's funny.
Richard from Pritchard.
Yeah, this is Richard from Pritchard. Calling Susan from, I don't know. What city would rhyme with Susan? All right. I don't know why he said Susan.
Susan.
We I'm trying to catch up on comments here. Oh, care about you, Charlie. Yeah, get the feeling better, Charlie. Charlie. All right, so he called it fate. Months passed after June's unforgettable evening with Elvis, although she occasionally wondered whether she would ever hear from him again. Life continued as usual. Then, early in '56, Elvis's new recording began receiving widespread radio play, making it obvious that his career was accelerating at an incredible pace. That spring, June and several friends planned a vacation to Memphis. The trip was intended to be nothing more than a fun getaway, but one friend suggested they go visit Elvis's home. After some persistence, they managed to obtain the address and drove to Audubon Drive, believing he would be away on tour. As they approached the property, they noticed construction equipment in the backyard and guest swimming pool was being built. Curiosity got the better of them, and they walked toward the house to take a closer look. To their surprise, a familiar pink Cadillac pulled into the driveway. Elvis had unexpectedly returned home after attending a family funeral. Recognizing June immediately, he greeted her warmly and seemed genuinely pleased to see her again. He admitted he tried repeatedly to contact her after the first meeting, but had been unable to reach her. The unanswered telephone calls that had puzzled him for months suddenly made perfect sense.
What good luck. I mean, I don't mean the funeral, but what good luck.
Yeah. Just right there. Yeah.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah. The two quickly picked up where they left off. Elvis asked where she was staying and learned she would be in Memphis for several days. Before returning inside, he hinted that he hoped they would see each other again before she left. That evening, June and her friends attended a movie. To her astonishment, Elvis appeared shortly after the film began and quietly joined her. He explained that he had spotted their distinctive pink Ford in the parking lot. What is it? Everybody got freaking pink cars in the 50s in the parking lot and decided to surprise her. As they watched the movie together, Elvis spoke about the phone calls he had made to Biloxi. Each time a man answered, he assumed June had become engaged and believed he had missed his chance. June laughed and explained that the voice belonged to her older brother, not a fiance. The misunderstanding was finally resolved, leaving both relieved that neither had forgotten the other. So after the movie, Elvis invited the group back to his parents' home. His mother and father welcomed the visitors warmly before giving the young couple an opportunity to spend time together. Away from the others, Elvis told June that he wanted to make the most of the limited free time.
I can see this. He's such a he's almost about the biggest star in the world at that time. But he's such a teddy bear because he's the kind of guy he would have been driving up and down those streets looking for her car until he found it.
Yeah.
And then he quietly slips
Yeah, that
into the
wasn't by
movie.
chance.
No, I can just see him cruising the streets up and down until he spots the car and then finds a quiet place to park his car and slips into the movie theater and goes, "Hello." I can just see him doing that shit.
Yeah.
There had to be something about her. I mean, here he is, like you said, he was so important at the time, and I'm sure she wasn't the only girl, but he was trying to track her down.
Mm.
Yeah, I think, well, to me, she's very intriguing looking, you know.
Mm.
Not the word exotic, but she's got a very unique,
There's something about her.
there's something about her that you gotta like, like if you were just walking along and you saw some people, you look over there, you'd stop and you do a second take.
Hmm.
That, whoa. Simple, not plain looking, but just, not outlandish or nothing like that. She's just naturally beautiful. Amy, did June ever see him in Vegas? And did he have her come backstage to talk to him? I don't know. I might tell that in this book, but I don't know. That's a good question. Okay. So as the evening came to an end, Elvis reflected on how close they'd become to losing touch. Despite missed phone calls, busy schedules, and months apart, they found each other again. June couldn't help wondering if he might be right. The ride of my life. Oh boy, is this where it gets really explicit? No, can't be.
I wonder if she ever slept with him. Sorry, that's me.
No, I don't think they did. I think she does mention in the book they came very close, though.
Uh-huh.
Hmm. The next morning, Elvis arrived at June's motel exactly as promised, riding his motorcycle. Instead of parking and walking to her room, he drove through the courtyard, announcing his arrival with the roar of an engine.
Just imagine.
Nothing like trying to keep away from all the paparazzi and all the fans, right?
Yeah, to hell with being discreet.
But what is that? Oh, that's just Elvis revving his motor over there at the motel. He revved it all night. Now he's revving it during the day. He's dressed in black, of course. He greeted June with a smile and invited her to spend the day exploring Memphis. Before setting out, Elvis insisted she sit close behind him on the motorcycle, teasing her when she hesitated. Their first stop was a motorcycle shop where he bought her a riding cap so they would have matching headgear. While there, he noticed blood running down her foot. Concerned, he carefully cleaned the wound and discovered she had been cut by the sharp edge of his motorcycle's license plate. Feeling responsible, he immediately showed her how to avoid the hazard before they continued their ride.
Sure.
Amy says June saw Elvis in Vegas at 69. What a year to go see him, huh?
Mm,
And they spoke on the phone afterwards.
sure.
Yeah, I think there was always something there. Yeah.
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 Throughout the day, Elvis introduced June to friends and business owners around Memphis. At clothing stores where he regularly shopped, he proudly referred to her as his sweetheart from Biloxi, making no attempt to hide how much he enjoyed her company. Everywhere they went, people greeted him warmly, and it became clear that, despite his rapidly growing fame, he remained approachable and loyal to those who had supported him from the beginning. The journey eventually took them to Mud Island, where Elvis opened the motorcycle up to breathtaking speed. Although June trusted him completely, the ride left both of them exhilarated and laughing when they finally stopped. Sitting beside the Mississippi River, they talked quietly while Elvis sang. Whoa. Hearing his voice without the excitement of a concert audience gave June a new appreciation for his talent.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, he is a wooer, isn't he? He knows what to do. These girls melt. She's singing to me, Mud Island. I'll never forget.
Yeah. We'll always have Mud Island. Wasn't that in a movie? We'll always have Paris or France or some country. Hearing her voice without okay. She encouraged him to explore the full power and emotion in his singing, believing he possessed abilities that reached far beyond the energetic rock and roll performances that were making him famous. Their conversation turned to music, family, and the influence of Elvis's mother, who had always believed in his talent. As they spoke, June realized that beneath the confidence and humor was a young man who still valued his parents' encouragement and approval. The afternoon continued with simple pleasure. They shared hot dogs. They had wieners. They went to the music party and they had wieners on a party.
You couldn't resist.
You're like, what the wieners?
If they had any pickles, too.
That was in the relish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it chopped up his pickles and spread them on his wiener. All right, that's enough of that. They shared hot dogs at a small amusement park, rode a miniature train with laughing children, and wandered through the city like any young people enjoying a carefree day together. He treated strangers with the addressed adults respectfully and displayed the manners his mother had instilled in him. You know what? I got to tell you something, guys. We're having fun here doing this. But it's so nice to be sitting here reviewing a book that's just positive.
Yeah.
You know, Lisa Marie's was positive, but it had some real. Of course, this is going to have some sad stuff, and so. But I compare this to like Lisa's book, but you know, Decoded and Elvis, What Happened, and some of the other stuff we cover. It's just nice to sit back and experience Elvis in this time, and you got
What
to know one of the best storytellers to do it.
mm,
June,
what your what's your own mental movie?
Yeah, and there's no question. You know what I'm saying? I'm not questioning if any of this is real.
No.
yeah, wow.
Does anybody know if she did an audiobook version of this?
Yeah, I was too thinking it.
It would have been amazing if she did the reading herself. It would have been so awesome.
That'd be cool. I like it when people read their own books.
Yes.
Okay, I think I almost fell off the treadmill. Wiener. Elvis's natural politeness stood out wherever they went. He treated strangers with courtesy, addressed adults respectfully, and displayed the manners his mother had instilled in him. As he toured Memphis, Elvis pointed out places that had shaped his life, including his former high school, previous jobs, local radio stations, and studios. He spoke openly about his humble beginnings, showing genuine gratitude for the people who had helped launch his career. And you know what? I get the feeling that that was probably one of the very few, one of the last few times that he ever really went in that in depth with um with anybody. You know, to take him where where he grew up and just that in depth about how he grew up.
I think you.
Everyone else was almost like with the Elvis on tour. That's just that's like a interview.
Hmm.
But with this was a deep conversation, getting to know each other. And how many other women after that did he really do that with? I don't know. He liked it. He enjoyed the conversations.
I think he was extremely proud of his beginnings, although tough.
Oh yeah,
I think he was extremely proud to have grown up in Memphis and to have learned what he learned.
yeah,
And that luckily stayed with him his entire life. He never ever got to the point where he had an air about himself and forgot about where he came from.
yeah. Something. He spoke openly about his humble beginnings and showing genuine gratitude for the people who had helped him. Not every moment was perfect, with a group of sailors shouted comments as they stopped at a traffic light. Elvis reacted impulsively by speeding away. Later, he admitted his frustration wasn't directed at the strangers alone. He had become protective of June and disliked hearing anyone make remarks about her. June
Sure.
gently reminded him that jealousy could lead to poor decisions, and after talking it through, they laughed away the misunderstanding.
Sure.
The
I,
conversation. Oh, go ahead.
I think that's what made their bond special because even though it is early in the book, it's like she could see the vulnerability of Elvis underneath the exterior that he was creating to protect that vulnerability. And I think with her ability to see that vulnerability, he then in turn had the courage to stay comfortable with showing her that because he knew she wouldn't use it against him at a later stage.
No. The conversation revealed just how deeply Elvis' feelings had grown in only a short time. He admitted that he had never experienced emotions quite like this before. Although June was touched by his sincerity, she remained cautious, unwilling to let herself be swept away by romance alone. Even so, she could feel herself falling for him. As evening approached, Elvis returned June to her motel so she could rest before dinner with his parents. A few hours later, he returned freshly dressed and eager to continue their time. By the end of the day, June understood that what made Elvis special wasn't his talent or growing fame. It was his generosity, humor, respect for others, and ability to make even ordinary moments feel unforgettable. And look what all that did for him in the end. Like we talked with the Blanchard tool. Just look, all that generosity and humor come to his disadvantage.
Yeah. And it's strange that it comes so quickly after my previous statement. And I think she would never have, and I think subliminally, maybe on some unconscious level, he knew that she would never exploit his vulnerability.
Mm.
And that's exactly what happened. His vulnerability ended up being exploited.
Yeah. Melissa says June gets it. Big difference with her and the 70s girl. Oh, isn't that the truth?
Yes.
Kathleen says, all right, my sweetheart man, I must move on to the weightlifting equipment next to all the men. By the end of the day, June understood that what made Elvis special. I think I read that, didn't I? Okay, so now we're to hard fried eggs and bacon. Fuck, we're going to talk about food.
We already started out with the wieners and the hot dogs.
Yeah.
Now we're on to the eggs and bacon.
Wieners.
I was sitting here wondering why my mouse wasn't moving. I was trying to move your mouse. I'm sitting here going, my mouse won't move. What the hell? It's yours.
You talking about that one right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did it too. I just shut up about it. Yeah, I've done it so many times. Like fucking mouse move. And I actually went and I changed my mouse color because of it. Now that when I move, my mouse shows red.
That's funny. So the following morning, Elvis called June early and asked if she would spend the day at his family's home. Because he was expecting an important phone call, he preferred to remain close to the house, and Gladys Presley was eager to get better acquainted with the young woman who had quickly become so important to her son. After rushing to get ready without disturbing her friends, June met Elvis outside the motel. Their playful teasing began almost immediately. He complimented her appearance, carried her to the car. I feel like I'm reading a romance novel right now. Carried her to the car, laughed with her over small mishaps, and admitted that the scent of her perfume reminded him of the first night they had met.
Oh, he's so good.
I know.
He's such a softie.
No, I think he knows how to play the girl. Jeez. Oh, honey.
Their easy conversation reflected how comfortable they had already become with one another. During the drive, they talked about childhood memories and their families. Elvis spoke openly about growing up in poverty, explaining that his greatest joy was being able to provide a comfortable life for his parents after years of sacrifice. June shared the pain of her own parents' divorce and the close bond she had developed with her mother. The conversation deepened their understanding of each other, reinforcing the feeling that their reunion had not been accidental. When they arrived at the Presley home, Gladys welcomed June warmly. Rather than treating her as a guest, she invited her into the kitchen. And this is all from her just going to Memphis with a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Next thing you know, you're spending the day with the biggest star in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, whenever I went to Memphis, all I got was barbecue ribs.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I know, but we'll leave it at that. Rather than treating her as a guest, she invited her into the kitchen where they shelled fresh peas together while sharing stories. June spoke about learning to cook, sew, clean, and manage a household at an early age after her mother went to work following the divorce. Gladys was impressed by her maturity, work ethic, and practical skills, remarking that few young women possessed such abilities.
Oh, she wanted the best for her boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
As the conversation continued, the two women discovered an easy rapport. Gladys admired June's independence and modesty, while June appreciated Gladys's warmth and sincerity. By the time they finished preparing vegetables for lunch, each had developed genuine affection for the other. Meanwhile, Elvis had quietly arranged a visit to his mother could form her own opinion of June. After his phone calls, he happily revealed that Gladys had told him how much she liked her. The news delighted both of them. The morning gave way to laughter and playful wrestling in Elvis's bedroom. Yeah, sure.
Oh,
There,
Elvis, you dog.
So Joe has to come and pop the narrative I've created in my head.
so in the 50s, they called it playful wrestling.
You don't want me to tell you what I called it, so.
Yeah, by 1956 it was called vulgar.
Yeah, foul and disgusting. Their innocent roughhousing reminded June of an unpleasant experience from her earlier relationship, prompting her to ask Elvis to leave the bedroom door open. He immediately respected her wishes, reassuring her that her comfort mattered more than anything else. The lighthearted fun resumed, ending only when Gladys called them to breakfast. At the table, June discovered several of Elvis's unusual eating habits. He insisted on bacon cooked until it was extremely crisp and eggs fried thoroughly. Gladys's homemade biscuits, however, stole the meal, and Elvis proudly praised his mother's cooking, while June enthusiastically agreed. After breakfast, Elvis showed June the unfinished swimming pool in the backyard. Sitting together beside its construction site, he, he spoke with deep emotion about his parents and his determination to give him a better life than they had ever imagined. I'm sitting here imagining Joe trying to get that mouse.
Oh, I was going to say.
He admitted that his mother's greatest fear was losing everything they had worked so hard to achieve. June recognized how completely devoted he was to his family and admired his sense of responsibility. The afternoon was spent listening to records in their den. Elvis shared his favorite music, and this isn't Graceland yet, is it? This is Audubon, right?
Yeah.
Sang along with several songs and showed June the enormous volume of fan mail arriving each day. All this from one time in where was it? He met her first, Biloxi. Oh, they went to some place to the show or something like that, and then here. Although overwhelmed by his growing fame, he never lost sight of the people who had made his success possible, insisting that every letter represented someone had believed in him. When the long-awaited business phone call failed to arrive, Elvis became frustrated. But his father calmly encouraged patience until the following day. Wanting to forget the disappointment, Elvis took June to a local amusement park that evening. They rode attractions, played games, and laughed like carefree teenagers. Elvis demonstrated his athletic ability by winning a baseball throwing contest, earning June a large panda bear as a prize. Together, they jokingly named the stuffed animal Pelvis, turning a playful nickname into a lasting private joke. Before taking June back to her motel, they stopped for soft drinks and shared an order of fries, feeding each other and stretching out. And now you start feeding each other. You give her the fry, and he gives you the fry, and then next thing you know, you're doing it by. Never mind. I watch too many movies.
And a diet soda. They didn't have diet soda there yet, did they? No.
No. It was water back then. So neither wanted the evening to end. As Elvis dropped her off, he promised to call her again the next morning. For June, the day confirmed what she had already begun to realize. Beyond the fame and attention was a thoughtful, generous young man whose greatest happiness came from caring for the people he loved. Just a typical, for that time being, he's just a typical high school teenager. Or,
He's a regular guy. He's a regular guy.
Yeah. Wants to have fun with people and friends that he doesn't have to worry about. He was for that period of time with that. Maybe that's why he liked her so much. Was it one escape that he rarely could get anywhere else because the paparazzi were everywhere.
Yeah, because she treated him like a regular guy. She she didn't care that he was becoming the most famous person in the world. She didn't care that he had all these different places to go and different shows to do. She wanted to spend time with him.
She doesn't say anything about them being chaste and all that. It just seems like they were having such a normal relationship without being bothered.
Yeah, I don't think it hit the press yet at
This is
this point.
before the huge press explosion.
Yeah, June had a ticket. Someone said recipe 1953. You're new here. June, welcome to the show. June had a ticket to see him in concert in or near her town, August 77. She collapsed on the floor sobbing when she heard that he died. That is how I remember reading it.
Yeah, she remember she spoke in that documentary too. She spoke about it, and she said at that time she was married and her husband didn't give her any time. He came over and he gave her a hug and he said to her, "That's okay. I understand what he meant to you. That's okay. I'm here for you if you need me." And he just let her have a moment.
You know.
Wow.
The next morning, Elvis called to say he had business to finish before spending the afternoon with June. True to his word, he arrived at her motel promptly at 2 o'clock, and I'm sure he revved that motorcycle. After greeting June and taking a few photographs with her traveling companions, he suggested they return to his parents' house while he waited for an important phone call. The visit began quietly. Elvis stretched out with his head resting in June's lap while she gently ran her fingers through his hair.
You dog.
Yeah, this is chapter 5 as the Hearthstone turn. And in the background, the big old, I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying.
How many girls can say that? I had Elvis Presley in my lap. I mean,
Jesus, you guys just know how to destroy a beautiful story, don't you?
There's a bunch of women out there right now having that image going through their mind and thinking,
yeah.
well, and what's wrong with that?
A few of them are going, well, I wouldn't just have my fingers running through his hair.
Oh, you guys are terrible. I got to go to church right after I do this stuff.
Don't forget it. I got Gospel Sundays now. We repent for everything we do.
Okay.
Right.
I call for immediate suspension.
Again?
You know what? My checks are being smaller every week.
How many times can you be suspended in one show?
3 strikes and you're out.
Now they're back. Daddy says, we're thinking, Joe. Quiet. That's one of the best lines yet. Quiet, Joe. We're thinking.
Kim goes, what an image indeed.
Joe, shut up. Don't ruin it.
Somebody pass the cigarettes. I've had a moment here. He goes, we need the Reverend. Yeah. We need to call out Reverend Carruthers. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so the visit began quietly. Elvis stretched out with his head resting. Oh, I got to repeat this, don't I? Head resting in June's lap while she gently ran her fingers through his hair. Gladys Presley smiled at the peaceful scene, joking that if June kept doing that, Elvis would never get up.
Fuck off.
That's his money, you know. The calm afternoon ended when the long-awaited telephone call finally arrived. The news thrilled Elvis. His new Cadillac was ready. That's what the phone call was about. This whole time was about a new fucking Cadillac.
A car.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, so let's get back to this. The news thrilled Elvis. His new Cadillac was ready for pickup in Houston, Texas, and he immediately decided that June should accompany him on the trip. Excited by the idea, he asked her to have her luggage brought over while he arranged airline reservations. Although June worried about leaving her friends behind, she ultimately accepted the open invitation. Her her companions were surprised, but she knew she had to make her own decision. Why would they be surprised when somebody said, "You know what? I think I'm gonna go with Elvis. You two guys are really lovely friends, but you guys will never have your head in my lap."
That's disgusting. I can't believe you went there.
I can't hear you.
Cam, I can
Oh,
hear you.
oh, Carol's referring to the part where Gladys says if June continued, Elvis would never get up. So Carol goes, he'd get up.
Oh my God. Is this 4 p.m. or 4 a.m. right now?
What a sweet story this is.
I know. It's actually really good. I like this. It's just, I hope nobody's offended by what we're doing, but that's what I like to do in this book. I
It,
knew this book would be enjoyable to read and share, and anyway,
it,
Sadman's going, Carol, now, from the seat. Where is your imagination going?
yeah.
it's ours is going, right?
Oh my.
All right, so where were we at? Although her companions were, before they departed, Gladys privately spoke with June, confirming her age and gently reminding her that Elvis's reputation and hers deserved protection. June assured her that Elvis had behaved like a perfect gentleman from the moment they met, and Gladys responded with obvious affection, telling June she had become very special to Elvis and the Presley family. At the airport, June noticed Elvis's confidence disappear as boarding time approached. He admitted that a recent frightening flight had left him deeply uneasy about flying. Throughout takeoff, he held her hand tightly, relaxing only after she reassured him that she believed his future held greater things than tragedy. Her confidence helped ease her fear, and before long they were laughing together, pointing out shapes in the clouds and sharing childhood memories. During the flight, Elvis spoke lovingly about his mother, recalling the pride he felt when he presented her with his first gold record. He also reflected on how quickly life had changed, grateful that success had allowed him to repay the sacrifices his parents had made for him. After getting to Houston, they checked into a hotel where Elvis had intentionally reserved separate rooms to avoid any appearance of impropriety.
Idiot.
Oh, I thought he probably had connecting doors. He explained that protecting June. No, I'm just kidding. Protecting June's reputation matters as much as protecting his own, especially with reporters eager for gossip. His thoughtfulness assured her, and although they spent the evening together in the suite, his respect for her never wavered. The highlight of the trip came when Elvis collected his brand new white Cadillac Eldorado convertible. Watching his excitement was almost as enjoyable for June as seeing the beautiful car itself. They spent hours driving to Houston with the top down, singing along to the radio and enjoying the freedom that success had suddenly brought into Elvis's life. Over hamburgers at a what? No wieners? Over hamburgers at a drive-in restaurant, their conversation became more personal than ever. Elvis confessed that what he felt for June was unlike anything he had experienced before. At first, she teased him, suggesting he probably said the same thing to many girls, but his sincerity quickly convinced her otherwise. He explained that although only a few days had passed, the amount of time they had shared made it feel as though they had known each other for much longer. He even admitted that he believed he had fallen in love with her for the previous summer when they'd met. Their discussion drifted to fate, a subject Elvis returned to often. He believed their repeated reunions could not be explained by coincidence only. Everything from their first meeting in Biloxi to their unexpected reunion in Memphis and now their trip to Texas seemed in his mind part of a larger plan. When June mentioned the song Are You Lonesome Tonight, she suggested Elvis should someday record it. You know what stories they've told about that song that Colonel Parker was the one that suggested he sing it because
Yeah,
it was something like somebody's favorite song or whatever.
I don't think the
I
colonel suggested shit.
I believe June suggested it just because
Mm-hmm.
he's telling it. Are the gummies not working anymore? Everybody's wanting cigarettes. Well, I don't smoke, so
No, it was after. Oh, Jesus.
When June, okay, he smiled at the idea, unaware that the ballad would later become one of the defining recordings of his career. For the moment, however, it was simply another conversation between two young people imagining what the future might hold. As the evening approached, their playful teasing returned. They exchanged affectionate nicknames, laughing over harmless jealousy, and admitted they dreaded the day June would have to return home. By now, neither wanted to think about saying goodbye. Back at the hotel, the evening remained gentle and respectful. Elvis's kindness and consideration erased any nervousness June had felt about staying with him. He's just a he's just I in the good term, he's a mama's boy that was trained right. His mom and taught him how to treat women.
Hmm.
Leaving Houston proved unexpected emotion. As the city skyline disappeared behind them, both realized they were leaving more than a memorable trip. They were leaving behind a chapter of the relationship that neither of them wanted to end. Sitting close together in the Cadillac, Elvis quietly admitted he wished he could stop time. June felt exactly the same. I was kind of worried, that it was going to be kind of slow, and some spots it can be a little slow, but it's entertaining. It's
It's
really,
cool though.
it's so cool to get a different. I'm picturing a man, not a rock star.
No, no, I'm picturing a regular guy that's fallen for somebody special, and he just wants to spend as much time with her as humanly possible.
Yeah, what did I saw the comment by Melissa got by me too quick. Oh, Mary. Elvis was a real romantic his whole life. That's why his music is so convincing and heartfelt. He was an idealist all his life. Very, very true.
Can you imagine? I mean, how many people do you know of? I mean, especially knowing now about her what we know. Can you imagine how her memories are drenched or recalled every time she hears "Are You Lonesome Tonight" on the radio?
Yeah, amazing, huh?
I mean, that's a
But amazing.
timestamp on history that she will hopefully never ever forget. I mean, whose memories get recorded like that?
Yeah. Be my girl. The drive from Houston back to Memphis get my mouse back over here. Gave Elvis and June hours of uninterrupted time together. As they crossed the wide Texas countryside in the new white Cadillac, they admired the sprawling ranches that lined the highway. Elvis began imagining a future of his own, one with open land, horses, cattle, and a large family. Smiling, he even asked June how many children she hoped to have someday. Their playful conversation made the dream feel surprisingly real. Stopping for fuel in a small rural town reminded them that Elvis's growing fame followed him almost everywhere. A service station attendant quickly recognized him and quickly spread the word. Within minutes, cars and pickup trucks filled the lot with curious fans. You see, even then, back then, before cell phones and all that, they could get the word spread pretty freaking quick.
Hmm.
One phone call to a local school, you covered all the students. Elvis greeted everyone warmly, signed autographs without complaint. Only left for the growing crowd made it difficult to stay any longer. Later, the couple discovered a peaceful pond surrounded by farmland and decided to stretch their legs. Sitting behind a large oak tree, away from everyone, Elvis became unusually serious. Looking straight at June, he asked her to be his girl, and only his. He admitted that his demanding career would often keep them apart, but whenever he had time, he wanted to spend it with her alone. June agreed, asking only that he be equally faithful to her. They sealed the promise with a kiss, believing that despite the distance and uncertainty ahead, they had found something worth protecting.
Sure.
Back on the road, a heavy rainstorm forced them to pull off the highway. While waiting for the weather to pass, they talked, laughed, and shared quiet moments together inside the Cadillac. When the rain finally ended, a brilliant rainbow stretched across the Texas sky. Inspired by the moment, Elvis sang over the rainbow. Can you get more?
Yeah, really.
And the thing is I believe her.
Mm.
I
I
expect I expect to see Elvis on the cover with long blonde hair. Also,
wind blowing like this, the big ocean waves fluffing in the back.
almost sounds too good to be true.
Over the rainbow. No, never mind.
And
I'm.
it's like,
I'll edit
it's,
that.
yeah, I agree with you too, because my idea is, what reason would she have to lie?
Yep.
This is like Facebook of the day. Can we be boy and girlfriend? Yeah. Elvis sang "Over the Rainbow." Hearing him in the intimate setting of the car, June realized how extraordinary his natural voice truly was. She encouraged him to explore richer, more emotional material in future. Hold on a second. I want to see what that noise was.
It's not me. Dead air.
I'm sorry. I got to check something real quick. I heard one of my alarms on my.
How are you, Cam?
Yeah, I'm good. This is a nice, this is a nice light-hearted story. In fact,
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I think it was a good call.
Yeah, whoever called this out, excellent choice.
Yeah, nice change.
Um, so she encouraged him to explore richer, more emotional material in future recording sessions, believing audiences had yet to hear the full depth of his talent. Elvis listened carefully, admitting he might experiment with different musical arrangements in the future. They reached Memphis after dark, where Elvis Presley greeted Elvis with obvious relief after worrying about the rain during their journey. More concerned with her son's safe return than with his brand new Cadillac, she welcomed both of them into the kitchen and prepared simple sandwiches and coffee. That one remark about her worried until he got there, you just think about that time period of the day.
Mm.
You get your car breaks down, you're on the road, you pick up the cell phone and say, "Hey, I'm broke down, I'm just let you know where I'm at." If it
Mm.
happens with Elvis and June, guess what?
Yeah,
They have,
I, I broke down and I could use your help.
yeah,
Mm.
they have to thumb a ride or get to a gas station before they can even reach somebody, call person to person.
God, that went right past him.
During during the meal, Elvis told his mother how much June had helped calm his fear of flying on their trip to Texas. Gladys thanked June for taking such good care of him, and June responded by praising the kindness and good manners that Gladys had instilled in her son. The evening also carried a note of sadness. Elvis was scheduled to leave Memphis the following day, and June knew she would soon be returning to Biloxi. Before taking her back to the motel, Elvis promised that as soon as his commitments in Hollywood were done, he would come to Biloxi so they could spend time together.
Banjo says, I sang to a girl once with my guitar in my way. Guitar ended up wrapped around my neck.
That's good. That's good.
Terrible guitar player? Is that what it is?
Oh no, she just didn't like wooden guitars.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it could have been an electric guitar. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah. Sitting together outside the motel, neither wanted to say goodbye. Elvis assured June that he loved her and intended to keep his promise. Fighting back tears, June finally slipped from his embrace and hurried inside, afraid that if she looked back, she might never find the strength to leave. The trip to Houston had strengthened the relationship in ways neither had expected. What had begun as an unexpected reunion had grown into romance built on affection, trust, shared dreams, and the hope that distance would not keep them apart for long.
I know the ending to this, and I want them. You know the ending, but you're thinking, "Oh, I hope they make it okay." And
I know it's like
yeah, that really.
it's the thing about it. There's no surprise ending.
Well, you start
Yeah,
rooting for them.
Yeah,
you do. I remember the first time I read this book, I was so bummed when I got to the end. I was like, really? Shame. And then I had this insane thought that maybe if I reread the book, I would come to a different ending.
Yeah, guess not.
I know. I've done that before. or I watch a movie and I know the ending. I think, well, maybe this time, it'll end differently. It's weird. It's funny how the mind works, Okay, come on, he's got to get him this time. Jeez, man. With Elvis gone from Memphis, June's vacation quickly lost its excitement. After one final evening out with their friends, the group began the drive back to Biloxi. Their journey home took an unexpected detour when a sheriff's deputy stopped them for speeding and escorted them to the local jail.
Jeez.
What first appeared to be a serious situation soon revealed itself as little more than an excuse for curious officers to meet 5 attractive young women. After an hour of delays, conversations, and harmless flirtation, the ticket was torn up and the girls were sent on their way with only a warning and in handcuffs. No. And only a warning to slow down.
I love handcuffs. Ask Amy.
I'm not going to ask her that.
Oh, yeah.
I plead the fifth.
We'll all get fired.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's got red lipstick on today.
She'll call HR on me. Although everyone else was... Who's HR? Who's HR in our group?
I don't.
Well, I guess that's why we have problems. We have no HR. That might be why we're all fucked up. I just want my job back now. I want my channel back. What am I going to do now?
And that was the perfect timing. Thank you.
Although everyone else was happy to be home, June returned with her thoughts fixed entirely on Elvis. She began recording her memories in a small pink diary, determined to preserve every detail of the remarkable days they had spent together. The diary became her private record of a romance that already felt unforgettable.
I wonder if she still has it.
Well, I would venture to say, let me think about that for a second. I think I would say, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if this book evolved from that diary.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just Kim changed her name to Kim. Elvis is in my lap. Oh my God. What have we bred here? She eagerly counted the days until Elvis' promise to visit. Watching him perform I Want You, I Need You, I Love You on television only intensified her feelings, and she imagined he was thinking directly to her. Even her mother, after finally seeing Elvis perform, understood why June could talk about little else. Then came the surprise June had been waiting for. While she and her friend were walking home, they learned that Elvis had arrived at her house. By the time June reached home, however, he had already left after an unexpected crowd gathered around. See, here comes the paparazzi now.
Yeah.
Gathered around the neighborhood, believing she had revealed his plans. Elvis had gone in search of privacy elsewhere. Did she and her husband have any kids? I don't know if she had kids. 2 kids. Satnin says 2 kids.
She said in that interview she had 2.
Yeah. It's been a while. But I got a little clip that, I think on the next show, will show it's like 15 minutes of his trip to, I think it was Biloxi or Texas. They're out on the boat and all that. It's a cool little video. Determined to find him, June spent the next hour searching the nearby roads before returning home to discover that Elvis had called repeatedly. Can you imagine Elvis with a cell phone? In today, because much as he loved technology, ChatGPT, this is Elvis. He's the best singer in the world.
That was the worst imitation I've heard in my life. What the hell was that? Can we edit that out, please?
Yes, sir. I will. I'll make sure I get that out. Give me a break.
Amy,
Um,
could you edit that, please? Thank you.
yeah, okay. I'll make sure. I'll make sure I edit the right side of the screen there too. Determined to find. Yeah, I'll put a big blank over the top of them.
He wouldn't do that.
Yeah, something like that. Determined to find him, June spent the next hour searching the nearby roads before returning home to discover that Elvis had called repeatedly. When she finally reached him by phone, the misunderstanding quickly disappeared. Elvis realized she had told no one about his arrival, and they laughed together over the absurdity of the situation. He revealed that the rumors about leaving immediately for Florida was simply a diversion to keep reporters away. In reality, he planned to remain on the Gulf Coast for several weeks between performance commitments. The reunion was a joyful one. Elvis introduced June to the friends traveling with him, including, drumroll please, Red West, several cousins, um,
First cousins, are no doubt.
yeah, first cousins, yeah, before finally meeting her mother under much calmer circumstances. June's mother immediately saw the qualities her daughters had described. Despite his fame, Elvis was polite, respectful, and remarkably down to earth. The evening passed comfortably around the kitchen table, where conversation flowed as naturally as if they had known one another for years. How much would those diaries be worth now?
Mm-hmm.
Lots. Lots. Actually, I think they were worth more than, to me, they're priceless.
But
Yeah,
also,
memories and stuff like that are just, you can't put a price on it.
Yeah.
but I also think June's not the kind of person that would give those kind of things up.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Over the following days, Elvis and June spent as much time together as crowds would allow. They relaxed by the motel pool, shared evenings at the Cocoa Lounge, and enjoyed the rare opportunity to socialize in places where local patrons largely treated Elvis like an ordinary young man instead of an international sensation. Encouraged by everyone present, Elvis even sat down at the lounge's organ and joined an informal sing along, clearly enjoying the freedom to perform without pressure. June's family also came to know Elvis better. Her mother's longtime companion, Eddie Bellman, was so impressed by Elvis's manners and humility that he invited him on a future deep sea fishing trip. The invitation delighted Elvis, whose enthusiasm for simple pleasures remained unchanged despite his celebrity.
Yeah, that's a point Melissa's made that's just hit me too. It's like she says it's crazy how June is always left out as part of his history.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. You don't hear much of her at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Breakfast the following morning offered another glimpse of his generous nature. Elvis insisted on rewarding excellent service with unusually large tips. Remembering his own years of modest wages before success transformed his life, to him, treating hardworking people generously was simply the right thing to do. Unfortunately, privacy never lasted long. A quiet swim at the motel pool quickly attracted growing crowds of curious fans, forcing Elvis and his friends to retreat. Even back in the motel, see, now it's gone all those first two dates, the
Mm.
simplicity, than being normal for that period of time, because now it's gone.
Mm.
Elvis changed his clothes, refreshened his appearance, greeted the fans politely, signed autographs, and thanked them for returning inside. When a local reporter arrived for an interview, Elvis handled the tension graciously, but admitted he was growing weary of constantly being watched. Hoping to escape the crowds for a while, he suggested driving to Pontchartrain Beach in New Orleans. I know I didn't say that. I know I butchered that up. Anything with more than 4 letters, I screw it up sometimes. No, I'm just kidding. It gets blurry. The
Mm.
amusement park offered exactly what he needed. Elvis rode roller coasters, bumper cars, and other attractions with the excitement of an ordinary young man enjoying a day off. Although visitors recognized him, they largely respected his pace,
Cool.
following him to laugh, play, and enjoy himself. He happily gave unused ride tickets to children waiting in line and accepted the amusement park manager's offer to open the park privately for him in the future. if crowds ever became overwhelming.
Yeah, try and say that place name while intoxicated.
I can't even say it sober.
Which one?
Pont,
Perhaps I,
Pontchartrain. Boy, it's got to be a New Orleans accent because it's from in New Orleans.
yeah.
Pontchartrain.
Punkage.
You,
Punkage. Yeah.
it's Victor.
It's right at the beach. There you go. We got it.
Is that a Mickey on your back? That was some of the funniest shit. Elvis was a huge Peter Sellers fan.
Where is your monkey?
Yeah, you seen your Mickey? What
Where is your monkey?
was that? What was the little karate guy? Kato? What do you call him? Kato was the something else.
Bruce Lee.
Mm.
Yes. Boy, I got sidetracked now. Even what? How did I get on monkey?
Peter Sellers did karate too?
He had this little his helper who was from China or the Orient. He was a karate guy. And whenever Peter Sellers would come home, or Inspector Clouseau would come home and open the door, he would be hidden somewhere. And Sellers would try to find him, and all of a sudden he'd come flying out of the air. It's just like that song "Bossa Nova," baby, man. This little Kato go flying through the air. Well, Pontchartrain. Okay. Right. Yeah, Elvis was a hell of a lot of fun. Yeah. Even during dinner, however, fans continued approaching for autographs.
Jeez,
Elvis
they won't
signed
even let
every
the guy
request.
eat.
What's that, Cam?
They won't even let the poor guy eat his dinner in peace.
Oh. Elvis signed every request with patience and good humor, never allowing the interruption to spoil the evening. Later, he and June rode the Ferris wheel together, sharing stories about earlier performances and old friends while looking out across the lights of the park. By the time they returned to Biloxi in the early morning hours, they were exhausted but happy. For Elvis, the evening had provided something increasingly rare, a chance to experience ordinary fun despite the extraordinary demands of fame.
I must read the Ferris wheel the first time I read it. I read it. They had a ride called the Ferrari wheel.
The Ferrari, yeah.
I was like, Jesus, that thing must have flown.
You ready to fly? I think of that movie Elvis with Parker and Parker and Elvis on the Ferris wheel, and the Ferris
Hmm.
starting to tilt the one way. Are you ready to fly, Elvis? You know what he said? Are you ready to fly?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
You ready to get rammed up the ass from me? Sign the contract indefinite. It will last forever.
Mm.
It will go all the way through your grandchildren's grandchildren. If he could have gotten something, if he could have gotten that, he would have done that too.
He would have taken it. Yeah.
As word spread that June was spending time with Elvis Presley, reporters from newspapers, magazines, here they come. Many seemed less interested in facts than in creating sensational stories, inventing romantic details and engagement rumors. Yeah, well, you never read these magazines where they, yeah,
Rumors.
yeah,
June was in Elvis's lap.
yeah.
Or was it the other way around?
Elvis was in, yeah, it was Elvis's head was in her lap.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could have ended up the other way by
It wasn't the other way around, though. Okay.
one afternoon while Elvis, June, Red West, oh, great company, Gene and Pat were driving along to go. Shit, that hurt.
This is before 69.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you think that had a beginning?
Joe read me full on that page.
Oh, I read you too. I was going to
Look at
try
my face.
to circumvent it, but I couldn't do it because Joe had already spoiled the fun.
Sorry.
Or actually made it fun. So one afternoon while Elvis, June, Red West, stop messing up my image, Joe. They were driving along the Gulf Coast. A New Orleans radio announcer claimed on the air that he intended to interview Elvis's girlfriend. and discussed rumors that the couple was engaged. Hearing the broadcast immediately unsettled Elvis. More than the gossip itself, he worried about how his manager, Colonel Tom Parker, would react to the publicity. Instead of ignoring the story, Elvis decided to confront it directly. Turning the car toward New Orleans, the group drove to radio station WNOE, located outside the St. Charles Hotel. Unable to find parking, Elvis simply double parked outside and hurried into the station. The surprise appearance stunned the disc jockey, who instantly interrupted the broadcast to announce that Elvis Presley has just walked into the studio. During a brief live interview, Elvis laughed off the engagement rumors while making it clear that they were only rumors. June joined in the lighthearted exchange, joking that she thought the stories were rather flattering. Although Elvis handled the interview with humor, June noticed how anxious he remained about Parker's opinion and the increasing attention surrounding his personal life. And that comment right there goes to show you how much Parker got into his personal life.
Yeah.
It's none of Parker's fucking business who he dates, who he marries, who he takes to the grocery store, goes to the amusement park, walks around. It's not his business.
I was about to suggest after you read this, I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised if the Colonel fucking orchestrated the story himself, the dumb fuck.
Yeah. News of Elvis's appearance spread almost immediately. Fans poured into the hotel, crowding the hallways and surrounding the building. Elvis politely signed autographs before the group escaped through the growing crowd and returned to the car. Preach, Rick. That goes for the MM too. I will. I will preach.
Because note what has happened now. After this rumor has supposedly circulated, which Elvis has debunked on the live radio station, the Colonel's fucking the Colonel's circus has already started. Now he's back to signing autographs. Now there's photos again. Now there's press again. The Colonel orchestrated this kind of shit himself. I'm surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if what was his second in charge goon's name, if he
Tom.
got if he got that goon to phone some local newspaper and speak with a disguised voice and start shit rumors like that. I wouldn't be surprised if it
Well,
was
I
him
mean, look what he
himself.
did. He created the I hate Elvis button.
Hmm.
Negative publicity is always positive publicity.
He
They
just
always stand
couldn't.
up for you.
He just couldn't allow Elvis his piece of the sun. He had to take it for himself too.
Yeah. Driving away, Elvis listened to a replay of his interview on the radio. Embarrassed by the sound of his own voice, he criticized his southern accent. While June, I'm thinking about Tweedledee. This is Elvis. That was on the radio today. I think that we played Tweedledee on the radio show today. I forget who asked. I think it was Kim that asked for it. It was from Gladewater, Texas, 1955, and Elvis. Yes, sir. Yeah, this is Elvis. Yeah, his voice is like really high. He just sounds Mickey Mouse. Yeah, I'm sure it was a mixture between over the years of the speed of the tape going a little bit faster or whatever, but still, he did have his voice was a little higher back then, and he talked really with that southern accent.
Wasn't that radio announcer Horace Logan
Yeah.
before that?
Oh.
I think that guy
Well,
before that.
that guy. That was at Gladewater High School. I think that was a news reporter.
Oh,
Maybe Horace Logan was with Louisiana Hayride, I think.
oh yeah.
Driving away, Elvis listened to a replay of his own voice. He criticized his southern accent. His insecurity surprised her, reminding her that even someone as famous as Elvis could be his own harshest critic.
Mm. And he remained that way his entire life.
Yep, he did.
Since they were already in New Orleans, Elvis suggested another place to beach.
You got it. Yeah.
The amusement park manager welcomed them warmly and treated the group to dinner. Newspaper reporters later exaggerated the size of their meal, turning an ordinary dinner into another colorful story about Elvis eating the side of a cow, probably. Elvis'
Mm.
enormous appetite. During the evening, the manager introduced Elvis to local boxing star Ralph Dupas. The two good naturally joked about who would win in a fight, posing for photographs and entertaining everyone nearby with their playful banter. The group also met Gail Higgins, an outgoing local teenager from an affluent New Orleans family. She and her friends joined them for rides and conversation throughout the evening. Later, Gail invited everyone to their family's elegant Garden District home. Both June and Elvis were impressed by the grand residence, though herself seemed completely unaffected by her privileged surroundings. As the night drew to a close, June and Gail exchanged phone numbers and hoping to remain friends. Exhausted after another day filled with unexpected adventures, Elvis and June returned to Biloxi. He was young and insecure and had been convinced that a lot of his success came from the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just he. As far as the 50s is concerned, I think he felt that he owed Parker everything for that. Nothing happened unless it was because of Parker.
No, I kind of disagree a little bit with CCast on that statement. I don't think she spoiled him. I think that's just how she showed her affection to him.
Yeah, I would agree.
Holding that PB&G there.
Yeah, I would agree, but I agreed with everything. So.
I don't for one second think that it stemmed from spoiling him. That was just how she showed her affection to him.
Yeah, I think she was. I think there was some form of spoiling there. I mean, I just it had to be because you just look at the relationship they had, and Gladys lost one son, so a mother usually will show more attention and give double the attention to the other one. And
Yeah, but
there would be some kind of spoiling because Elvis got whatever he wanted from her. Whatever he wanted from her, and that's a little bit of a spoiling right there, but not to an extent where someone said, man, he just spoiled rotten.
no, it wasn't. Moving on.
Do you think maybe that I'm sure the Colonel called people to go see that Elvis is there, but you think he also in the back of his mind to do anything to break up the meeting that they were having right then and now?
Parker?
Yeah.
Did you say to break it up? Or?
Yeah, screw up their relationship to make sure their dinner didn't go well or their,
that's a pretty good point.
Yes.
their wiener or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Parker would take any opportunity for fucking publicity.
Yeah.
And he would make up fucking opportunities. So, for him to get, and I mean, Elvis being the type of person that he was, he would probably mention to the Colonel in passing that, oh, he's going wherever to spend time with whoever, just as because he was the way he was, the Colonel would figure, okay, well, I'm going to shit on his parade a little bit. I don't want him to get too personal with whoever because he's going to lose sight of what we're really here to do.
Plus, he wants to keep him a single stud for the girls.
Yeah. It's bad publicity.
Well, yeah.
Picks up with a steady go.
Yeah, that just women would just they would be pissed at the woman, and they would be pissed at Elvis because they didn't wait for them. You're supposed to wait for me. As the night drew to a close, June and Gail exchanged phone numbers, hoping to remain friends. Exhausted after another day filled with unexpected adventures, Elvis and June returned to Biloxi, grateful for the rare opportunity to enjoy themselves despite the constant attention. For June, the experience highlighted another reality of Elvis's rapidly changing life. Fame no longer affected only his career. It reached into every conversation, every rumor, every relationship. Even a spontaneous trip to a radio station or an amusement park could become headline news, make ordinary moments increasingly difficult to enjoy. So I think we might be at a good stopping point here. Chapter 11. There's 40 chapters. I think we'll probably get through more next time because they get a little bit shorter as we go. But I'm enjoying this book. I don't know if this format works for everybody. I mean, what do you two guys think about how we're doing it?
I love the story. It's brilliant the way it works like this.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that it's not boring because sometimes it's hard to
No.
listen to a read, But
In fact, I wish there were more books like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, we'll find them. There's got to be. I'm sure there's some somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to share this real quick. These are the pictures out of the book, so I'm going to just share those so that we can. But next week, I've got a little clip of them on the vacation. So when we get to that point, I'm going to share the video. All right, so okay, so
Oh,
we got this one. Elvis, his loves and his marriage, all knew the full, intimate story of the girls in his life. Oh my God.
Colonel's
First
work.
published pictures of Elvis's dream girl. The lucky dream girl was me, she writes.
I have that one.
Oh, yeah?
You have that magazine?
Hmm.
Wow.
Damn, dude.
Yep.
Very cool.
Better condition now one is.
Yeah. Thanks everybody. I'm glad I'm enjoying this. I like reading it and I know that um I have to stop myself every once in a while because I start talking faster and because I'm so used to not when I read a book, not speaking when I read it.
Mm.
You know. Otherwise my wife would say, we're taking you to the hospital. You're reading a book out loud and there's nobody in here but Bailey. And she just wants your roast beef sandwich sitting right there. I don't know how I got to that point.
Yeah,
Got my foodie.
Melissa's comment makes 100% sense. She says, how do people say June wasn't a real girlfriend? I think, in my opinion, she was, with exception to maybe Anne Margaret, the only real girlfriend he ever had.
Yeah, I've learned more about her just in this part right all the way to this point than I ever knew about her.
Oh, shit.
Mm,
I never really knew much about her.
mhm.
I never did read this book. Now that I'm going through it, I've had it for a long time, but I never read it. Just like, these books I've gotten through sales off of eBay, or I've gotten. We used to buy storage units, and we actually got lucky one time on a storage unit. Um, we bought this one storage unit. The guy was an Elvis fan, and he had a bunch of magazines, and he had just he had there were no albums and stuff like that, but it was kind of cool to come across some of that. But there were a lot of books, so I kept the majority of the ones that I wanted to keep and tossed the other ones.
I know very little about her.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, there's look how young there he is with a fan, and that shirt, the way he's got it tied up over his midriff.
He does not look good with that. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, I never was a fan of that. Elvis swapping photos with a fan.
I could do it now. I guess I could do that.
What's that? Oh,
Tie my shirt like that. What do you think?
oh, I live for it.
I think it looked great.
Yeah, you would just look incredible. We'd have to fight all the ladies off in the chat. Oh,
Well, I'm
John,
not. I'm going to be good. I was going to say somebody's head in a lap, but we've done that one.
I have John. I have 4 boys and 9 grandsons. And they're all spoiled. Yeah, you know what? I think all kids are spoiled in one way or another, some way or another. Um, but then as time goes by, they ruin that spoiledness by turning it into rotten parents. Elvis, yes, they did. Billy wouldn't have known her. He wasn't old enough to travel with Elvis. He was 13 and 56.
Satin says, "Excuse me, Joe. He feckin' does look hot with his shirt like that. No, he looks. He looks like he's. I don't want to say it.
Well, don't say it, but are you kidding me? Every chance they have to see his belly button.
No, come on. Let a guy walk down the street now like that. What are they going to think?
Yeah, well, this is 2026. Guys walk down the street and you don't know if they're really a guy.
Other guys, come on. Is that a big thing in the 50s to walk down the street with a tied up shirt like that?
I don't know. I didn't live back then, but I don't know, but Elvis wouldn't have done it before he became famous. But after he became famous, he could do whatever he wanted. He went shit. He wore pink
Uh-oh.
clothes. He wore
Joe,
shirts and pink pants.
Joe started a bonfire.
Yeah, and I'm trying.
That's what I'm supposed to do. Joe, you dare.
Let's you leave Elvis and his shirts alone.
Yeah,
Joe, quiet. LOL.
I don't even know. I wouldn't even.
And I wouldn't care what Elvis wore.
Yeah, I wouldn't care what Elvis wore or if he wore anything. I'm sure.
I always hated that scarf around him too when he did Separate Ways. That white scarf under the red shirt.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I hate that.
Elvis with the. I think you're getting real close to being fired. Elvis with the Four Coins singing group. Restaurant owner Gus Stevens is on the left. Don't think I've ever heard of the Four Coins. You got the penny, the nickel, the dime, and the quarter. Where's the 50 center? 50 cent.
He didn't come till later.
50 cent. Yeah, he came out. He's a rapper now. Hip hop. 50 cent. Feels like Elvis' life is mostly focused on the 70s. You're right. I'm loving this story. All right, so um, that's that picture. You got on horses, and he's riding with Elvis at the Goldfields Dude Ranch. That doesn't sound right. Hey man, where'd you go? I went to the Dude Ranch and wore my shirt and tied it up. Yeah. Before we got covered in mud, Goldfields. Oh, that's her. That's
God,
June. That's June.
I think
Oh,
I'm on the shit list.
huh?
I think I'm on the shit list. You see this chat?
I
I told you. I said
the
it.
Elvis-A-Z network where we aim to
Love
piss
me.
people off.
Haha, Joseph. I can't have the sound on. I can just read the chat. Oh, good. I'm glad you didn't hear it. I take that all back. I think he looks great with a.
I can't even remember half the shit he
You were
said.
just joking.
Yeah, I was not.
Okay, this one is for Joe.
This is all for entertainment purposes only. Our comments are our opinions only. We make no claims as to fact, and viewers should make their own opinions. All opinions are welcome on Elvis-A to Z.
Except for Joe's.
You just shot Joe's whole court case to hell with that one
Yeah,
disclaimer.
you throw me under the bus, you son of a bitch.
No, now they're attacking Amy. Amy, you're slack too. Then it's she just got the bullet for you. That's fucking hilarious.
Oh.
Uh,
Amy says I'll have to go back and review the tape. Good save, Amy. Good save.
that's good. Elvis with C.E. Spearman, director of Gulffield. He was happy to have Elvis and his friends stay there, but less happy when we set off a load of fireworks on his golf course. Elvis wore that shirt or something like that on the boat when he went deep sea fishing too.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in that video. It's a great video. It's great color video, and you got Gladys in there, you got Vernon in there, and they're both smiling.
Mm.
They're a natural. They're out of the world, and they're just natural people that time of day, just out there on the boat, fishing and having a good time. No worries about anything. Parker's just, swimming in the water, blowing his blowhole as he's flying by.
Can you imagine this guy? I mean, typical Elvis style. Go onto this beautifully manicured golf course and shoot to shit with fireworks.
You see what she just wrote?
I'm out buying lipstick. Priorities.
This guy's so unprofessional. Like, jeez.
I'm gonna put you in between me and him.
My dog the itches.
All right.
Amy needs to buy a couple of extras so that she can mail him a few.
Yeah, he's running out, going through that tunnel of love. Aboard.
Amy's out buying lipstick, a real bright one. Would you get some for me too, please? Thank you.
Aboard the Aunt Jenny, the charter boat we hired to go fishing, left to right, Captain Bill Thornton, Elvis, me, and Elvis's parents. You know what? I've always seen this picture. I don't know if I can blow this up. Maybe I can a little bit here. I want you to see what. Doesn't it look like Elvis's head is photoshopped on that body?
It does in a way.
It's kind of cockeyed. You know, it's not. It's a real picture, but and it looks like June is photoshopped behind him. It's just the way it looks. It just, anyways, it's black and white. So,
But look at Mom. This isn't where she's happy there.
she's enjoying it.
Who? Gladys?
No, yeah, but the videos and all that's what I was talking about.
Well, not in that picture. She looks so depressed and
It looks like
You got to remember that generation that she grew up in. Every picture you see of them, they're not smiling because they don't realize they're looking at it when they take a picture because the cameras just weren't popular.
she always looked depressed and
In the pictures, but the videos that I've seen, it's like when she's walking up there, she's throwing snowballs. She seems to be having fun. But when you snap a picture of her, she goes from, a saint to. Okay, I'm not even going to say anything. I might start getting chopped here.
chopped. Oh,
Joe, she is seasick for fool's sake.
not seasick. Seasick. No,
I don't know. She might be. Isn't that a shovel in her hand?
depressed and just,
Sorry, Joe.
show me one that she's smiling. Amy, send me tonight some that she's smiling, please. I'm serious.
Okay, well, hang on to your panties. We'll get right there.
As he looks through thousands.
Well, I'm not looking through thousands. See, she's got a little bit of a smile right there. Is that her?
Sure, she does. Sure.
yeah, that's
That's
Gladys.
a big smile. That's as close as you're gonna get.
Okay, well, so sue me.
Amy, Joe. I'm bringing you into HR for a talk.
Well, what have we created here?
Yowzer.
Elvis took this picture of his. I love this picture.
Yeah, it's a cool picture.
I just think she just looks so.
Yeah, nice car.
Looks sexy in that. I just think she just. The girl next door.
I like the car.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind having that car. A 56
Cat.
convertible. My God.
Joe, you're going to be what? Pretty.
Elvis at the Sun and Sand Motel. We've just gotten out of the swimming pool, and Elvis is munching on a plum. You're going to the
Pretty girl.
principal's office. Yes, she was. There was just something. It was her eyes that caught my attention. Look at that. Now she looks so freaking hot.
They look happy together. That's the whole thing.
Huh?
Elvis has got this bright smile, and everything's going to be all right with her with him.
I mean, yeah, look at that.
Yeah, it's like he almost doesn't mind the cameras and things being there because he's found his safe place already.
Am I off the hook now, girls? No? Shit.
Keep begging.
They both have a glove.
Look at him.
They've already.
He's got that cigar in his left hand. He's like, yo, man.
He looks like a real mafia boss.
Yeah.
Towing covered up.
Nice belt, nice watch, nice ring.
Oh, see.
That was at the Sun and Sand.
I'm still in trouble. No, Joe.
Kim, nope.
Joe suspended pay until further notice. Elvis in red West, the gangster look. And that picture's not the greatest of Elvis, is it?
Oh, that's him and Uncle Eddie. I bet they talking there about the fishing trip.
Yeah. I don't know why they put these pictures so far apart. I've seen this. I've seen him in that hat before. Trying to hit a low note under Red's direction. Under Red's direction. Red's teaching Elvis how to sing.
Red didn't know how to sing or shit.
That's
Same picture.
that's the picture that I like the best of them two together.
Look at the hair on her.
Thick. Oh, yeah. It's nice. With Elvis at my house in Biloxi. He's got those freaking long legs. I'm going to sit here and talk. I lock myself into a roast beef sandwich here in a minute.
How sexist.
Oh, there's the.
Oh,
there's
because I want a roast beef sandwich?
You keep looking at her and saying sexual things, and
Who did?
she is really hot, though. I love those legs. You said about the long legs and that. You were sick.
They got long legs.
You're a sick man. Sick. I know where it was going.
Check Joe trying to redeem himself out of the dark.
I gotta come.
Yeah,
I gotta come up with a Joe sound. I gotta come up with some kind of sound effect for just Joe.
I'm trying to win my fans back.
You can't fix stupid.
Oh Jesus! Let's see, what's this say? Elvis holding the panda he won at the carnival. Oh, and then
Yeah, that's the Palace Panda.
I wonder if they still have it.
be curious to know how much he's kept from those years. Elvis should have fed Red to the fishes.
Oh, I still have one.
Oh, yeah. What'd you use for bait, Red? This is a famous picture.
That's a cool picture too.
Yeah.
The hat. Oh, what 45s does he have there? I can't help but think stuff like that.
Are you serious?
But what?
You want me to tell you what 45s he has there?
No, I'm just saying I would love to know what 40.
Notice how Elvis is
Oh,
peeling from his something.
he's playing records at his home. You notice how Elvis is peeling from his sideburns. He got sunburn. How in the fuck do I see that in that picture? I need to enhance these. That would be cool. Show them next week.
I suppose the color prints that she probably has of the photos you can probably see.
Doing his famous dance through the door.
I mean, I don't have a problem with him walking around without a shirt on.
I don't either. In my bedroom, calling his mom. That just sounds funny. Pink Pony Lounge at Goldfield's jamming with bongo drums and piano. Yeah, okay. I gotta think of the guy in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Why couldn't I be him? Jeez, I'd
Oh,
ever.
those are glasses. I was gonna say, look, he looks like he had well, he looks like he's asleep.
Mm.
He's dreaming.
But June doesn't look too impressed with the situation either. She looks a little bit irritated with it all.
I don't think that's June. That's too short of hair. I think that's somebody else. I think her hair is too short. You know, June's hair is real long.
Satin says, Rick, stop scrolling so fast. Elvis is bare chested. Go slower.
How's that? Where do you want me to zoom into?
Oh, Lord, here we go. Oh, no. It was, I would have, but
You would have what? Oh, never mind. I don't want the answer.
For the girls.
There's some more. There you go. All right. Is that better?
God, we are. I
We're going to go
Oh,
now.
gross. We're gross.
Oh, she cut her hair short, Rick, she says in her book. Yes, I haven't gotten to that part yet. Elvis was surprised. Okay, then I guess it was her. Okay. I'm scrolling through the white parts real fast. There's on the phone talking to Mummy.
Amy says, I have an autographed picture of Elvis and June in my office, and she signed it to Amy, my girl.
Oh, wow. Damn.
I want one.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn last night. The stupid commercial they have. What'd you do? I did this and this. Well, I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express. Okay, that went over like everything else I've done today. Thank you, Joe. I've always loved your support.
I try.
Elvis. How come they, well, obviously Elvis playing piano. I guess they don't need a caption, do they?
Elvis was self-taught piano?
Everything.
Yeah.
Did he play anything else?
Piano. He can play all the almost. He can play a bass guitar, electric guitar. I mean, a guitar. He could play piano. He was pretty good on the drums. For just a regular, just as like a regular drummer. Beyond that, I don't know. I don't know what else he played. Eddie Bellman giving Elvis his first shotgun at the Goldfields Villa.
Remember they talk about Uncle Eddie talks about it in that documentary.
Yeah.
He talks about when he gave Elvis the shotgun.
Single barrel.
Single barrel shotgun. Look at that.
A pretty girl.
It's those eyes, man. It's just, and that's always been the thing. I've always been attracted to women. It was the eyes first. Where did I take it?
They're still picking on me what he wears. Elvis was a genius, Joe. That's why he can wear what he wants.
You messed with the wrong crowd, dude.
Yes, so I guess so. They're gonna hate me as much as they hate Louis.
That's all the well.
Maybe not that bad.
Oh no way. He's just a disgusting.
Stop. You gotta love everybody in this world. Amen.
All right, guys. So chapter 11 we start next week. That'll be good. I'm sure we'll get through a little bit more, but this book's worth doing 2 or 3 weeks worth on because it's really interesting. It's almost like we're returning, a TV series, 3-part series. I was kind of afraid once I did everything that we were going to fly through the chapters pretty quick, but it's a good conversation.
Yeah.
So y'all like this format? We'll do this format on these books like this moving forward if you guys like it. It's easy for me I don't mind reading and doing that, and then stopping when you guys want to stop, or I'll stop, or
Joe will interrupt.
Joe, but that's why we got you here. That's what you're hired for.
Joe will say something stupid.
Yeah, that's what we hired you for too. You matched all the qualifications, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, tomorrow is my interview.
With?
I don't know. You set it up, not me.
Oh! I thought you meant. Never mind. I thought you had another interview scheduled to do. Yeah, tomorrow, Cheryl Nielsen. And then it's only a 30-minute interview, so I'm going to kind of go through and see if there's like another 20 or 30-minute one that we could throw in there along the lines of the band. Maybe Myrna Smith or someone like that, or.
I will never forget Sean asking me to come down and stay for a week, and I didn't go. What a fucking idiot. Oh.
You never know, do you?
I didn't go. I says, no, I do that to your wife. He says, no, I'm serious. You come down and stay with us for a week. I just asked my wife. She said it was fine. Come on down. I said, I'm in a wheelchair. That's all right. We have a ramp. Come on down for a week.
Wow.
Didn't go.
Wow.
Yeah, I agree with you, Melissa. Barbara Hearn too. That was the name I was trying to think of earlier. I think she had that same kind of qualities that I'm finding out that June has. And Barbara Hearn's still alive too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. Well, listen, this was fun. We'll be back same time next week, same bat channel, and get into the next 10, 15 chapters. It's been a fun chat. I appreciate it. Everybody joining us. We had a good interaction, and you guys are really interacting a lot. My little I call them my little eyeball shorts that I'm making. I'm getting huge views on these things. I'm getting 1,500 views per one just off a little 30-second short that's not, there's no Elvis music or anything like that. So thank you. That's I'm having fun making those things. But other than that, tomorrow inside the studio, it's a great one tomorrow. We got a special guest, and we got 4 songs. You guys are going to enjoy it with 2 acapellas. And then at 3 o'clock to interview our watch party, usually what we call it. But this will be a listen party, like they've been for a while. And so those are always fun to do. And then we start the week again with the same stuff. You guys got anything to say?
No, besides our regular thank you, and see you guys tomorrow.
All right.
Thanks for popping in.
I gotta go potty.
Thanks to Amy. Thanks to Joe and Cam. I appreciate all the help. This is a lot of fun.
Hurry up! I gotta go potty.
I gotta go job hunting, so I will go now, and we will catch y'all later. You go potty, Joe.
Okay.
Love you guys. See y'all later.
Bye, guys.